Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder again, this time with the Zero Cares Bears, with another AITA story for you, and this one is, Am I the Astronaut for Getting an Extra Cake? Here it is. We've arrived, folks.
Let us take a moment to prepare ourselves for what's about to happen, because I can tell you right now, as soon as I said the word cake, I could feel my blood pressure go,
We must protect the cake at all costs. And if there's a cake somehow injured or offended in this story, I will find things to throw. Don't worry, I'm not going to do what everybody thinks I'm going to do and flip out. I, 36 female, have been estranged from my mom, 56 female, for most of my life. She had me when she was young, and I was raised mostly by my grandmother and my aunt. We didn't have a lot of money, so most of my birthdays that I remember celebrating were just a cake or a special dessert that I shared with my aunt or grandma. I don't normally say aunt, I say aunt. I don't know why I said aunt, but now I have to keep doing it. I can't flip back and forth. I'm stuck with it. My mom never attended any of my birthdays when I was younger because it reminds me of the worst day of my life. My husband, 34, on the other hand, has a family that's straight out of a Hallmark commercial. Because of him and his loving family, I got back in contact with my mom. She apologized for a lot of things, and I could tell that she was really remorseful. Since coming back into my life, she has been great, if not a little forgetful. Like, if I ask her to drive me somewhere, she'll forget that she said yes until it's too late to go. Or if I ask her to bring something to a gathering, she'll forget to bring it. On my son's birthday, I asked her to bring a sweet potato dish she makes that my son seems to enjoy. She forgot to make it. Oh well. Fast forward to last week, it is my son's second birthday, and my in-laws are super excited, as they always are. Ever since meeting my husband's mom, my mom has been really preoccupied with being grandma, even though my son spends more time with my mother-in-law and knows her as grandma. So as we're planning for his birthday, my mother-in-law and sister-in-law offer to bake my son's cake, which is great because they're excellent bakers. My mom then said there's no need for that because grandma will be bringing a cake instead.
Grandma's gonna use the cake as a weapon? Why?
Two things you can't use as leverage in this world. Kids and cake. Oh no, here we go. 2 days before the party, I brought a simple plain cake from the local grocery store. I was worried that my mom would forget to bring a cake. Can't imagine why. On the day of his birthday, my mom showed up with a gorgeous cake from an expensive cake maker. I was thrilled and set it up at the center of the table. I put the plain store-bought cake out too, for my son to use as his smash cake. As we were gathering to sing happy birthday, my mom asked what the extra cake was for. I didn't think twice and told her it's just a backup cake. Oh, shit. She started crying, yelling about how I'm not letting her be a good grandma and I won't forgive her for past mistakes. She left early and it was awkward for a while, but my in-laws are troopers and the rest of the party went fine. Later, when talking to my sister-in-law about the event, she said she understood why I got the cake, but that I shouldn't have put it out with the rest of the food once I saw that mom did bring a cake. My mom hasn't spoken to me since. My aunt says that she's waiting for an apology, but I haven't reached out because I don't think I have anything to apologize for. My husband thinks I didn't do anything wrong, but thinks the real reason I don't want to apologize is because I'm still mad at her for how my childhood was. I'm not sure if he's right or wrong. I keep wondering, am I the asshole for putting out the extra cake?
So good and tasty. Oh.
I mean, what are you going to do? I think there are several tells in this that indicate that it's not about the grandchild for grandma. Several tells in here, and we'll review them. But before that, I would just like to know what the writing on the fancy cake she brought said. Did it say, I didn't forget, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point? Because that's probably what it should have said. She has trained everyone to expect her to let them down. She's trained everyone to not count on her. She's trained everyone to need backup plans. And it's a pretty easy rebuttal here to be like, what do you expect? Because the past 20 things I've asked you to do, you didn't do. So 21 was a pretty important one, and I had to have a backup because if you had failed, I can't risk that for my son's birthday party. I can't. I can't risk the cake.
The cake shouldn't be put at risk. It's an integral part of a birthday party, and no cake means no celebration. Hell, if you don't have a cake, that child might not turn another year older. Time might stop. He might become Benjamin Button.
But here's the big tell that lets us know that grandma has no interest in actually being a good grandma and being there for her grandchild. She left. She got offended and left her grandchild's birthday party. That's all you need to know. In that moment, it became 100% about her and nothing else. I think there was another play here though, OP, and this is where we're going to have to pull up the ascon scale and talk about this. It could have been done different.
Shit, I hate to say that, but it could have been done different. Let's take a look.
According to our sacred ascon scale, could have done it different. Lands you there in ascon 4. And I only say it could have done different because, yeah, you didn't have to put that second cake out. It was warranted. There's nothing wrong with what you did. I don't think it was wrong to put it out because you said you were going to use it as a smash cake. You should have said that instead of it's a backup cake. I get it. You got a toddler. The normal filter that humans have between thinking and speaking when you have a toddler just doesn't exist, or it runs backwards, or it's like half there. So I get that you weren't at 100% and thought ahead to say, oh, this is the smash cake, so he doesn't ruin the beautiful cake that you've brought. That would have avoided this. It's a backup cake, caused some shit. Also, I think I speak for cakes everywhere when I ask that you not use the term backup cake. It's offensive. We prefer the term side cake. Grandma, this was not about her being a good grandma at all. This is her, if anything, competing with the actual good grandma. And maybe she is really trying to change. And if that's the case, that's awesome. But she needs to actually purely try to change and not make it about her. She can't expect people to expect anything different from her than what she's shown them throughout their entire lives. Still, I think this lands us in ascon 4 because there was another play here. I hate to say it, but you didn't have to put the other cake out. You didn't have to say it was a backup cake. You could have done that differently. I don't think you're an asshole. This is not my opinion here. It's the scale. I have to be consistent with it. And there was another option. Bonus cake. The wording on the cake would be hilarious if the one she brought did say, I remembered or I didn't forget. And then the backup cake said, Grandma probably forgot. Those two side by side would be like an epic photo to go with this story. Side piece. There you go.
Ah, duck cake.